There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Hello, and welcome to the next episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, the podcast where Matt and Todd watch a movie on Netflix and then we talk about it. And we share our thoughts and our feelings with you, the loyal listener, and we all kind of move on with our lives, hopefully not committing treason like what happened today. I am Todd Domer.
I'm Matt Malloy, and yes, welcome to this treasonous edition of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies. We're recording this on a night where armed mob vigilante traders broke into the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. But that's not what
And
we're going to...
and we're not gunned down for some reason.
And we're not gunned down.
Not that I want people to die, but it
Yeah.
seems like that would be a place where that would happen.
Yep. So, we're not really going to touch on that. That's just a little current event placeholder as to when this episode was recorded.
A little peek behind the curtain, if you will.
Yes.
But now that curtain is closed. Don't ask any more questions.
No more questions. Okay. So, I can definitely see your connection with your song to the movie that we're reviewing tonight, which is called We Can Be Heroes. And there's a song about that, which actually is featured in the movie.
Yeah, pretty heavily in the movie. So I just decided to find some other song about heroes or that had hero in it. So
yeah. Good choice, good choice. So, We Can Be Heroes, written and directed by Robert Rodriguez, who I think makes some movies about machetes or something.
Yeah, he did the Machete and Machete Kills, and he also, he did the, oh man, why am I blanking on the movie he did? That was the one with Tarantino, kind of, Planet Horror, no, the, oh my gosh, Grindhouse?
Yeah. Yep.
He was half of that. He also directed one of the things in Sin City, like one of the Sin City was 3 directors. Yeah, one of the vignettes in Sin City. He's a very visual, actiony director, and he was the one who did all the Spy Kids stuff, I believe. And this is all kind of a loose sequel to the Spy Kids stuff, or at least features characters from Spy Kids. And Spy Kids 2 and Spy Kids 3D and all that good stuff.
Interesting. I thought it was a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I thought that those characters were in... No, wait, you're right. You're right. I'm wrong. Or maybe he also did Spy Kids. He may have also did Spy Kids, honestly. But, yeah, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which for some reason all those movies are the same to me, but I guess Shark Boy and Lava Girl is different. But this is definitely a sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl because they are in it.
They are
as
in
adults. So,
well,
never mind. I'll stop distracting you from what you got to do.
No, it's good. So, that's probably the most famous person who's in this movie, and he's not in this movie. He's the writer and director. There is a small part played by Christian Slater.
True.
But it's a very minor part, and mostly the stars of this movie are kids, and I didn't recognize any of them.
No, I don't think. I mean, I'm not up to date on all kids' movies, but you know.
The one thing
you're missing one main star though.
One main star.
Yeah.
Who?
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he's the leader of the heroics or whatever.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He's the Mandalorian, and he's also Maxwell Lord in the new Wonder Woman movie.
Gotcha. Well, I haven't seen
also
the new
something
Wonder
else
Woman
too.
movie, and I can't watch The Mandalorian until I watch all other preceding Star Wars things, and I'm pretty far behind. So.
Is that a self-imposed thing,
Yes.
or okay?
Yes, I cannot watch it until I reach it chronologically in all the Star Wars things that have been created. And more
Is
things
that?
are being created all the time. I'm never
Yeah, I
gonna
was gonna
watch The
say.
Mandalorian.
Oh man. Well, good luck with that journey.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
how's your Marvel movie journey going in
Oh,
chronological order?
yeah. I think we've given up on that.
Ah,
We
okay.
watched most of the movies, but we were watching the TV series in chronological order too, and that just was too much.
Yeah, don't worry. I gave up on the TV series too. So, and I wasn't undertaking that quest.
Right.
So,
Well, so there's no one else famous in this movie. There's, I think, I haven't seen what's the blindfolded bird house movie?
uh, I almost said Lady Bird. Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the kids is the kid from that, but
Oh, the main Superman guy in the heroics was also in the newest Predator movie, but I don't know him from. I don't know his name, and it's not worth looking up because he wasn't very good in either of these movies. And then Lava Girl was played by the original Lava Girl, Alexa Vega, is her name, I think. Uh,
I don't
but
know.
the person who played Shark Boy was a new person because the original Shark Boy was Taylor Lautner,
Right.
and he did not reprise his role.
Lava
But
Girl is played by Taylor Dooley
oh, wait, in this movie or in the
in
original?
this movie.
Oh, I thought I could have swore I read an article that saying that she returned. I guess she didn't. Oh,
I
well,
think she
what a
did.
useless.
She was in both movies.
I thought her name was Alexa something, but no. I'm right. I'm just wrong on the name.
Yeah,
Is that what
okay.
we're saying? Okay.
We're saying Lava Girl reprises her role as Lava Girl
Yes.
in this movie.
Anyway, hashtag Team Jacob. But
Yeah,
so
that's a
anywho,
Twilight reference, guys.
yeah.
Twilight reference.
We're off the
Oh,
rails, Matt. Center us.
we're off
Recenter
the
us.
rails. Okay, let's get back to it. So, what is We Can Be Heroes about? So, this is a kids' movie. I haven't seen Shark Boy and Lava Girl. They don't have a really big role in this movie, at least not a huge one. Um, but basically, there's this team of superheroes called the Heroics. They guard Earth, and they're all adults, and they all have kids. And this movie is about their kids, because all the adults get captured, and then the kids have to band together and use their superpowers, or in one case, lack of superpowers, to save the adults.
Sure.
And that's all there is to it. There's aliens who attack Earth, and they're the people who capture their parents, and then the kids have to learn about their powers in 3 hours before the aliens take over the Earth, and then
Yes.
yeah, that's it. That's your movie right there.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, as kids movies are. So, Todd, what did you think of this film?
Um. Well, I'm definitely not the target audience for this movie, which I think is pretty plain to see. I think it's a perfectly good kids movie. Um, there, I think, are things that can easily be picked apart about it, but if I was like a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid, like I think I would have had a really good time watching this movie. It's got enough action and kids doing cool stuff. You're like, man, I wish I was that kid, or all that kind of stuff. I don't want to there's definite negatives to this movie. I don't really want to rip it apart because it's not for me. Um, so that's why I'm having a hard time with my review here. But I got to keep true to myself a little bit. One thing that bothered me, and I am sure I'm probably on my own about this, but it bothered me so much, is how some kids have powers that are related to their parents, and then some kids have powers that have absolutely nothing to do with their parents. Like, uh, there's a kid who has like almost every kind of power, but he can't focus on it, so it's at random. His dad is Christian Slater, who doesn't have any powers. I don't believe he's just a tech guy. Like, and Anyway, that's my. I feel disgusted with myself that that bothered me about the movie. Um, the
You
acting
just
is
wanted the powers of the kids to match up in some way with the powers of the parents. I
yes,
don't
and
think that's
and
too much
and
to ask.
that. Thank you for that validation, Matt. I mean, Shark Boy and Lava Girl's daughter, her powers does match up, and there's other kids that do, but there's just a couple that's like this doesn't make sense. Um, I think the kids who obviously have to carry this movie did an okay job. Like, I don't think it was a home run for them, but it's this is definitely that kind of movie where it's like you want all the kids to have fun, and their main goal probably on set is to show that they're having fun, not really like act super well. It's just this is supposed to be a fun kids movie, so they all did fine. Um, um, the parents, on the other hand, some of them were just like very much. I feel like a lot of phoned in performances that were just like, oh, here's a quick paycheck for this movie that about kid superheroes or something. Also, I don't know if there's probably a lot more to this movie than I think, but for some reason, the effects of this movie were weird to me because it almost seemed like it was supposed to be a 3D movie. Like it's supposed to be in theaters for 3D with some of the effects they were going for, like a lot of stuff shooting at the screen and stuff like that. But I guess maybe with the pandemic and all that stuff, it just got scrapped and got sent to Netflix or something. So if you're an adult, this movie's a mess and is sometimes might be a little frustrating, especially if you're me and want a link between powers. But if you're a kid, this movie's a good time. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's not too long for any kid. It's very bright and colorful, which I would imagine the smaller kids really, really enjoy. I don't know if my kid would like it because I don't know if she's really into movies like this yet. But I would say on a whole, kids probably really enjoy this movie. So if you have a couple kids, you want to have a movie night, this is a fine movie to play. Matt, how did you like We Can Be Heroes?
Well, uh, yes. This movie uh, is for kids
Yes.
and stars kids, and
Yes.
those kids, some of them are not good at acting.
Correct.
Some of them are, do a fine job, but like the parents, there's a wide range of skill exhibited by the kids and the
Yeah.
parents. Um, so that's a negative. There's a lot of, and it's probably this way on purpose, but a lot of overacting. Like,
Yes.
really, let's go completely over the top with all these scenes, and that
Yes.
happens throughout the movie. So you got to be ready for that. And there's a lot of the plot line is very cliche. This not the story, but the themes of the plot are very cliche.
Yeah.
The story itself, there's a couple twists that are pretty good. I thought that I didn't see coming necessarily.
Sure.
But you know, it's a very tropish plot line. But other than those things, for a kids movie, yeah, I think it's all right. And uh, if you if you watch this with your kids and they like it, then you can go watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And
That's
if you
true.
wait a little longer, you can see the sequel to this movie, which is coming in the future.
Oh.
I don't know what it will be called. Maybe We Can Be
We Can
Heroes
Still
too.
Be Heroes. Oh.
Yeah.
I like mine better.
So, um, yeah, that's kind of where I end up with it. Like you, I think it's good if you have a kid who like superhero movies. This is one that's not too heavy uh, on the mature themes, if you will.
Sure.
So
I,
that's
I definitely think that this movie would have been better if it was a cartoon. Or like a I don't know, new age CGI thing. I think it was hindered by having people act in it, like physically act in it.
so you would have rather had it been like a Pixar animation
Yeah.
type
Yeah, I think that
structure.
would have played a lot better. Just because and I mean that in most of the kids' action scenes. Just a lot of not. I mean, they're kids, so like you know that's their excuse. They're kids.
That's
So
a good excuse.
yeah. Well, um, how many turbocharged wheelchairs would you give this movie? The turbocharged wheelchair being one kid is in a wheelchair and it's turbocharged. Although I really dug the reason he's in the wheelchair, which is he's the son of the like strongest heroic, I guess, the Superman type, and his body is super strong like his dad's, but his bones are like normal. So his body can't support the strength, or his bones can't support the strength of his body, or something like that. Which I was like, okay, that's kind of clever.
It's a nice linking of powers between parents and child.
Yeah, yeah, that hit me right in the place that I wanted to be hit.
Nice. Well, I would give this movie uh, 2.8 turbocharged wheelchairs out of 5 turbocharged wheelchairs.
Yeah. Hmm.
If you are a or have a kid to watch it with. If you're an adult, I give it a lower score. But
Yes, I totally agree with that.
but I'm gonna stick with this is a kids movie, so you get it rated as though uh, you're watching it with a kid or you are a kid.
Yeah.
So 2.8. That's me.
Yeah, I'm gonna super play it safe and just go with a straight 2.5. Also thinking about if I was watching with a kid, which I wish I was. It would have made me feel better about watching this by myself. But um, if you've got kids, I think they'll probably like this movie. I do think it airs on the side of very young child sometimes. Like, so if you've got an older kid, I'm not really sure if they're gonna really be for it or not. But anyway, if you got kids, take a chance, have a movie night. We can be heroes. 2.5 for me is where I'll leave it.
Yes. I did not watch this movie alone, Todd.
Oh,
Uh,
good for you.
yes, I watched it with my wife, who happened to be laying next to me in bed when I turned it on, and she stayed for the whole thing. She watched it all.
Nice.
So,
Well, why isn't she on our call giving her opinion?
well, I don't know. I didn't think
Man,
about it.
what a lost opportunity.
Yeah. Well, so before we wrap up, a new feature to our podcast that we're adding is that uh, we're going to tell you the next movie we're going to review, so you can look into it and maybe you watch it along with us and share your thoughts with us in some way. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you'll at least know about it. But our next movie is going to be called Unknown, starring Liam Neeson. It's a movie
Yes.
from 2011 that has popped up onto the Netflix top 10 in America list for some reason, unknown to us.
Very unknown to us.
But we're
But
going to
I do.
watch it.
I remember when this movie came out, and it was like I don't know, probably between the second and the third Taken movie, when it was like Liam Neeson was having this resurgence of action movies where everyone wanted to see old man Liam Neeson doing action stuff. So who knows? Maybe it could be our first 5-star. I doubt it, but you never know.
You never know. So we'll be trying to do that from now on. We'll tell you what the next movie coming up is. But that is going to wrap up tonight's episode of Matt and Todd Go to the Movies, where we reviewed We Can Be Heroes, a kids' film directed and written by Robert Rodriguez. And we gave it an average rating of 2.65 stars out of 5. No, not stars.
Yeah, turbocharged wheelchairs, please.
2.65 turbocharged wheelchairs out of 5. So,
thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, listeners, for listening to our podcast. This is our first podcast in 2021. We'll keep making them. You keep listening.
So true. Da 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 da
Da da
da da da
da da da.